Okay, we're live. I have no idea what the hell's going on. I cannot upload to YouTube for some odd reason. After numerous attempts, I just can't upload. Why? I don't know. Crazy stuff. Looking at this, something where Google changed its security or something, I believe. I thought it was because I may have been mentioning, I was discussing mil-SERP values compared to somebody asked about if you held silver or the military rifles, you know, would it be, what would you have more? And I was throwing out values, prices, and I thought maybe that's what the algorithm was spotting, but it's something, either my internet service is screwed up or something in the software, and Google goes and changes the way, like the way it worked with my software. So I get a video, I'd say produce it, upload it, it will go to the YouTube site, and I go in there, tell them I want to post it on the koba49, hit it, and away it goes. And it did that for a while, and then something changed where when I went that route, because the email and everything for my channel, my one channel, is one way, and I don't know if tying in this other channel has now screwed up everything, but I can't upload to either channel. I'm lucky we're live, so I have a live broadcast to say that, but this is all until I sort this out, and I'm not really good technically, especially when they change this crap, because going the old way, it'll tell me that the account's lost, and I put in the password and do it again, and then it says you recovered your account. Here's a code. They email me a code. I got to take the code, go to where I'm signing in, put the code in. Then they have to send a security verification to my phone. I have to check off that from the phone, yeah, it's me. And then they open up the thing to upload, and again, it's not working. All right. So, yeah. So, good morning to everybody. And yes, happy Father's Day to everyone. Okay. But here we are again. If it isn't one thing, it's some technical bullshit that throws off everything. So I don't know. I've just about given up. It's such a pain in the ass to do this, and you got to watch what you say the wrong thing, and do the wrong thing. Because somebody was asking me why you can't display a firearm during a live stream, and I told the guy that was years ago. I guess someone killed themselves while doing it, so now it's forbidden on YouTube because it don't make them look good. So I see we have a few people showed up. Hope everyone's doing okay. Breaking their own stuff. Yeah, I guess so. 314. See, we got some of the usuals here. And it's just summer's here, starting to get hot. I don't know, with all the nonsense going on. And now this stuff, it just becomes a pain to do any work, to get anything posted. But I guess in a week or so, I'll start getting out to the range more. drag out the black powder. I still haven't finished my 30 carbine project yet. I got it through one stage of sizing. I haven't gone to the other, and I got to wash all that brass and develop the cartridges and all that other fun crap. But yeah, and assess it. But what I can say is, I guess uh, thank you. Uh, I guess the mill surplus scene. I mean, we discussed the reloading conundrum or whatever. I mean, it's bad. Just getting reloading supplies without breaking the bank. Okay, it's terrible. But also the mill surplus market. It's what's his name? Their readiness review. He has a way. See, I guess when you go with your phone, it's one thing if you had a camera or something, they see that. You're not supposed to be filming nothing at a gun show. But I've done it too, where you just go with your phone and act like you're talking to somebody or something, and he scans the prices on stuff. And I mean, it's insane. But then again, I've been on several auctions, okay, and I see stuff. Sometimes stuff goes crazy, sometimes it don't. Depends on the auction, depends how many participants there are. And then again, I can't prove that they're doing something crooked, but a lot of people who paid attention and stayed with it, stuck with it, just not putting the bid, actually watched the auction. A lot of these places, there's some questionable things happen, you know. Over to a gun show Friday and got a good deal on our late 1980s Winchester shotgun. All right, 314. Yeah, if you're, that's another thing. If you're looking for sporting guns or like a shotgun or a nice rifle or something, that stuff generally you're not going to see. It's kind of like people had old Mossbergs. Some old guy at the Legion go, hey, I got these pump action Mossbergs, the wooden stocks. They're from the 80s or so, I mean, and they were the ones that they kind of transitioned from really plain to halfway decent. Mossberg started dressing them up. And I got $300 in it. You can go to Dick's Sporting Goods and get a Maverick with a plastic stock on it for $180, brand new. Okay, you're not going to get $300 because somebody that's just looking for a shotgun to go hunting with, throw it in the back of the truck, isn't buying a Perazzi or, even a Remington for that matter. He'll buy the least expensive thing he can get his hands on and just drag it around with him out in the woods. So it kind of hurt the value of them. And yeah, you will find some nice guns if somebody took care of it and be older. Okay, I found an old Winchester 94 I picked up. I think it was made in the 70s. And you can tell somebody carried this damn gun hunting forever. Okay. I mean, the wood, you can see where he had his hand on the receiver, and the bluing was, screwed up, but cleaned up. It didn't look too terrible, but it looked worn. It looked like it was carried around. I went and took the thing apart to clean it. When I took the stock off, there's spiders' nests in there and everything. I don't think the gun had 30 rounds fired in it over all them years. Okay, it was like brand new on the inside. Cleaned everything, oiled it, put it back, and had a nice brand new Winchester 94 for not a lot of money. One of them things. So yeah, if you still go and hunt or use sporting guns, you can find some decent deals out there. I don't think people are beating the door down. I really see, like here, I don't know what in Canada, but here everybody's looking for a compact 9 or an AR-15 or a 12 gauge shotgun. And it got to the point where you went to the gun shows and you would walk through the whole building, and that's all you would see is 12 gauge shotguns, AR-15s, and an assortment of handguns. More handguns than anything. Okay. Mill surplus and even the old antique, the guys that used to trade all the antique guns, I mean, they just stopped coming. Okay, because some of them guys would come in there and set up with all these trapdoors, Civil War stuff, 30-40 Craig rifles, some Springfields, some decent stuff. And I mean, in good shape. But guy'd sit there for 2-3 days and not sell a damn thing. Yeah, see, your import laws are a little bit different up there in Canada. I don't know if they really import sporting guns from Europe. Yeah, Tim, that's true. How's it going, English troop? Yeah, it's funny. Okay, and I mean, like I've been to these gun shows, especially after the health crisis when they reopened them, and that's all you seen because that's all it was selling, and that's what these companies make. It's like 9mm. I get emails constantly from all these online distributors, and 9mm, they're dry. It's the lowest I've seen. I mean, for what they're offering, 215 or something for 1,000 rounds, and I mean, they're drowning in it. Okay, because these factories were cranking this stuff out at the height of all this nonsense. Uh, they're getting $60-$80 for a box of 9mm cartridges that, 4 months before I was buying them on sale for $9. Okay, when you bought 250 of them, 250 rounds, you get them in a little packet and they'd be $9 a box. Okay, I mean it's insane. So what they did again, they've just been barreling and making what they sell. Okay, factories want to make something that ain't going to sit around and it's going to sell. So they've been doing this for the past year or so, and with all the shortages and the bullshit, and this is what you get. Now you're flush. When I went and bought a case of the stuff pretty cheap. Now I got all the 9mm ammo I'm probably going to use for the next 4 or 5 years. So, you know. All right. All right. Thank you. So we're all here trying to get some videos up. I've run into so if you don't see something pop up here for a week or two, I got to sort out this issue with this software conflict, or how Google's set up the new security thing and how to sign on to upload videos to my account, because I'm going to check this the third attempt today. I tried doing it different and it's running. And the thing is, it takes forever. It's 15 minutes to process it, and then it uploads slower than shit. Because I live somewhere where the goddamn internet's screwed up. Verizon or whatever the hell it is, or Spectrum. I even got a new modem in that and everything, but they did something where, and they had a company come in, set up, offer everybody a deal. They all went with this company, dug the whole development out. My neighbors, everyone did it because they're getting whatever. And then all they like sold the company within 6 months. Now it's a different company or something. So, I don't know, I might have to break down, call them and say, hey, look, sign in, because it doesn't work on the normal cable lines. They had to run a whole system through the whole neighborhood and get this done, because this is getting to be a royal pain in the ass. Stop by the Bass Pro. Okay, let me go through here. Bass Pro on the way to show, and their selection of ammo components is Yeah. They don't. They're not stocking it. Okay. And a mag company. Do you think the shortage of components is gouging, or just want to produce less for more? The cost. Okay. You guys missed the thing because in my gun club we had the Remington ammunition sales office was here in Mayodan, North Carolina, and Remington, because my club that I belong to is it's a really nice club. Other than going to the Army base down at Fort Bragg, you're not going to find a better facility. That's a private club. Okay, Remington used to rent our club for sales demonstrations, and that was when they were making the old Spartan shotguns and everything else. And one of the guys that would come down, he always shot trap or skeet with us because he was in charge of sales of the ammunition. So he would come down with Remington ammo and discuss it and everything. And he's the one that explained to it. Um, the cost of making this stuff, okay, has gone up. All right, like he was saying, if you see oil go up, the plastic for the wads and the shells, and he goes, there's a lot of petroleum used in making shotgun shells. And the thing is about the 22s. They said they're going to make another plant. Well, here's the thing: all of this stuff kind of coincides with at that time that we had the shortages. Everyone made a 22 a clone of like an M16 or all of the famous military style guns. Somebody made a little 22 clone of that. And they were, it's kind of ridiculous. They were priced for like $300-400, when for 5 or 6 you could buy an actual one. But a lot of people like the 22 because ammunition was cheap. You can take the wife and kids out and shoot the thing. There's no recoil, and basically it's a pretty, it's not a complex thing. Like they made the Sig Mosquito. Everyone made a copy of every famous handgun there was with this pretty simple pot metal steel barrel 22 pistol. Even Walter made that little 22 pistol. I had one, my friend had one, and they're good guns. They're fun to shoot. They're not quite full size, but they're scaled back a little. So you got a good sized gun in your hand and you shoot it. And yeah, 22, 50 round, you shoot the piss out of it. Well, everybody bought these guns like when 308, 380 pocket pistols. 380 was always considered a useless cartridge. You had the old military guns chambered for it. You didn't have a lot of people shooting 380 until Ruger come out with that little pocket pistol, and then next thing you know, that's the rage. Everyone, they're selling millions of them. Now everybody needs 380 ammo, and the factories make a year in advance by historic sales. So say it's 5 million rounds. They sold 5 million rounds in a year, they make 5 million rounds. When it comes to like 9mm, it might be 50 million rounds. So they'll make 50 million rounds when they set the factory up to do the run. Because the guy explained to me the way they do it, they blend the powder. Like for the shotgun shells, I said they use red dot in there. He goes, it's not what you're buying in the store. He goes, they blend the powder to get the correct consistency. Okay, and I'm talking, industrial size. There's huge containers of this shit, thousands and thousands of pounds on it. He goes, they'll blend it. They get it to where it meets the speed, pressure, this and that, accuracy. And he goes, then they kick the plant on and they just make their 50 million rounds or whatever. Okay, then they go on to the next gauge, the next type, and that's how it's done. So when the factories are making ammo that is selling, they're devoting more time to making, say, 9mm ammo as to 7.62 by 25 ammo or 9mm Makarov ammo. So they're going to make less ammo. And if there's less ammo and it sells, they're going to raise the price. And he told me that whenever the price of material goes up, because at that time, when we were shooting trap, it used to be I'd go to a sporting goods store and get a 20-pound bag of shot for 19 bucks. Okay, and that would load, I think, ounce and an eighth load. I think that just about do 250 rounds or 300 rounds. I think if you went with an ounce, 300 12 gauge shotgun shells and go shoot a match. It would be singles, doubles, and handicap, 300 rounds. Well, that went the cost from $19 for a bag of shot to where some people they paid 60 some dollars for 68, almost $70 for a 20-pound bag of shot or 25-pound bag of shot. And now it ain't worth going, it ain't worth reloading your shotgun shells, and it ain't even worth going out and shooting because now it's costing you a fortune to compete. I don't think they gouge. See, when you're thinking of gouging, and they all do it too, so you got a two-pronged thing. If they don't make a lot of stuff, okay, a lot of these online distributors, they know they've been in business for a while. And say when it comes to 1 pound of gunpowder, okay, they will get a shipment. They come in, I think, a box of 8. All right. So say they used to get 800 pounds of that one type of powder in a yearly shipment. It's delivered, right? And then they'd sell it. Well, now they're getting, 200 pounds for the year. Okay. Plus they've raised the price. Now it's hard to find. So what they do is, yeah, they'll raise the price a little more because they make more because they have less to sell. See, that's another concept, okay, that people don't understand. If I was getting, say, use that analogy, I would get 800 1-pound bottles of powder for a year. And I would mark it up 20%. And I would sell that in a year. So next year when it came, there wasn't 200-300 pounds sitting there. It was gone. Okay, and then I'd sell it. And over the course of the year, my customers are happy. They're paying me. I'm making a profit. Now they're only giving me 1/4 of the material to sell, and that's all I'm going to get. My customers want it, but I'm going to charge them 35% because I got overhead. Okay, and that's what you see. And the gouging, it just comes as supply and demand. Okay. If I got something that, yeah, 4 years ago it cost so much, it cost 20 bucks. Now you can't get it. And if you want it, I put it in an auction and, you're going to pay me what you think it's worth. And you'd be surprised that some people are impatient and they will pay a lot of money for stuff. And it's not gouging. You ain't forcing them to. But given the choice of A, not doing it, or B, paying an exorbitant price, there are people that will. So if you're in the game of selling stuff, buying and selling, it's a cutthroat friggin' world we live in. And sooner or later, it's getting to where I'm looking at there's some stuff eventually I'm not going to be able to shoot it or fool around with it, or it ain't going to be worth it to me. Yeah, everyone's saying that the war, small arms stuff, and they're telling me that to make one artillery shell is so many pounds of powder and that. I think the companies are stopping producing a commercial product and producing a product that they're going to, an industrial product, which would be for military artillery shells. They're producing that in their factory and getting paid, okay, and paid well. And I mean, it's a non-stop. So, again, if you're looking at running your factory and, you have orders for 90% of of what you're going to put out in a year that is going for you call it an industrial order or a military order, okay, that's going to keep you going, where only 12% of their output is for commercial. Yeah, if it gets really, the demand is high enough, they're at 12%, they're going to just cut that out indefinitely. See, that's what Starline did. Starline must be cranking brass out, because all of the 9mm are still available. Okay, but there's a lot of brass that they just are not making. So I don't know how much of their output is being put out for the military use. And this war and whatever's going on, again, wars are a money-making proposition. No matter what you say or what your opinion or feelings is, okay, somebody's making money from this whole terrible nightmare, making a lot of money. Okay, and it don't matter to them. They're going to make money. This producing the artillery shells alone. Okay, it's very strange. There's a lot of weird things going on. I believe there's all kinds of hidden underground black market weapons selling and stuff. And whenever you get this going on under the fog of war, who knows? But like primers, small pistol primers, it's just whatever they're making, that's how it goes. And I talked to the guy. This is all planned out, and the company, goes with what's going to make them the profit, irregardless. It's like people used to say, well, the U.S. government bought 35 million rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson ammo. And what it was is they were supplying, I guess, the Iraqi police after whatever conflict. They were rebuilding Iraq and that. And you got to remember, the government, the U.S. Army orders so many billion rounds of ammo as their yearly consumption. And plus, we should have, if we're running the military right, some sort of stockpile of ammunition around in case we have to use it. So yeah, it's not uncommon. And a bulk of a lot of these companies, okay, it is the military and police orders that get them through the year. That comes first, okay, and it's a guaranteed thing. It's there every year. It's a consumable, okay, just like oil, food, whatever. It's consumed. It's used. Okay, you just don't sell it and it sits somewhere and is not used. To be proficient, your police officers and your soldiers should be expending actual live firing ammunition and learning to use the weapons. Okay, so the gouging comes when when people would walk in to a Gander Mountain or a Bass Pro with a shopping cart, put it at the end of a counter or shelf, and just shove all the ammunition off the shelf into the shopping cart. Okay. And you had several people doing this every Thursday when I stocked up. They were waiting outside. They would come in. They would buy 2,000-3,000 rounds of all kinds of ammunition. All right. And clean the store out. Well, a person who's working or a normal person doesn't do this or isn't going to be there, take a day off from work to get there Thursday and stand in line with these idiots to get in there, get your ammo, and get out. Okay, and then what they're doing, again, is when it ain't there, people couldn't find it, people would mark it up. That's where you get your scalpers or your hoarders or whatever. And there were people, our country has become like third world scavengers. Okay, and they don't just do this with ammo and reloading components. I heard that they did this at Target. There was some sort of line of designer clothes coming out, and when Target said it's going to hit the stores, there were women who went in there and just stuck their arms out and grabbed all the clothes they can get up off the rack, throw it in a cart, wring it out, irregardless of the size, and it sit at home and sell this for double the money on eBay. Okay. And again, a lot of times the companies are kind of culprits. They make limited quantities to get you to want more. It's like a sales technique. They used to do it every Christmas with like the Furby, or there was some kind of toy that they would only make so many of them before Christmas. Market this as the latest, greatest toy, and people would murder each other to get these damn things as a gift. And then come January, okay, you had warehouses full of these stupid things. They make it up, sell it, and it would be a fad. Okay, Furbies, and then I guess Beanie Babies was another thing. And if you go back far enough, the Cabbage Patch Kids and all this other crazy stuff. So these are marketing techniques. It's just that you're not used to seeing this foolishness involved in hunting and shooting sports. That's just the way it is. Okay, yeah, support this whole thing in the Ukraine is getting old. Okay, and it again boils down. There's a group of people who are trying to usurp this country away from the Soviet Union. And Putin, if you watched him historically, his policy is whenever they try to do this, and there are some other areas that they did this in years ago, okay, some strategic things. What he would do is when this country welcomed the United States, and all these people would come in and wanted them to make that territory a satellite of them, he just sent his troops in, took over all the major industrial areas and all the things that were worth something and controlled them. Then he said, you can let anybody in here that you want, but the strategic things are not going to be turned over. The problem with the Ukraine is the Black Sea Fleet has no way of getting the hell out of port, and that is, I think, the only ice-free port they kind of have. And Syria is another giant Russian naval base. He's not letting go of these places because this would seriously impact his military status globally. Okay, so for any reason, politics, whatever, it don't matter. He ain't giving up the Crimea. He ain't giving up that one section that they're in. That's not going to be done. Okay, as simple as that. He could care less what you do with the rest of the country, but the strategic, money-making, important things, this is what the war is over. Okay? It's kind of like what's going on in the Middle East. They're already in the middle of this conflicts raging. They're building some sort of pier that the U.S. military is building it. The U.S. military's got personnel on this thing. Okay? Another three-ring circus down there to get oil out. Okay, so that's where you go. Ruger and bought some parts when it comes 22 store. Okay, yeah, I mean those are good things. At Bass Pro, they had 25-pound bags of shot made in Chile. Yeah, it's $45. Okay, I never used shot made in Chile. I don't know if they allow that. They could be embargoed here in the U.S. Okay, you know. Tickle Me Elmo, another one. Yep, that was another toy. Yeah, happy Father's Day, 314. Thanks for stopping by. Chile. Yeah, so where all this is going and the way our economy is running too, and then, you know, the election year, everything, this is all a mess. You know, you have no idea what to think. As far as reloading components, I guess basically do what I'm going to do. Look at what I have. I got some partial boxes of ammo, so if I want to go shoot, I'll just take a pistol I ain't shot in a while, shoot up the 9 or 45 or whatever, just start cleaning up and taking accounting of what I have and go with that. People have asked about the black powder guns. I still have a stock of black powder. I still have some caps, and I casted all them weird bullets. I should go out and fire up a bunch of that just to clean the storage areas out of this, because I have so many of these bullets, a couple dozen of this and that. Just take them, and then that way I can set up a schedule of what I have to recast or get or work on. That's one thing. Now that I'm retired, I should go through and organize everything, kind of streamline it. Because I got stuff laying here, stuff I didn't even realize I had that I bought 4 or 5 years ago and put up, and I moved some boxes and stuff in an area I ain't been digging around in a while and go, oh, I don't even know I had that. It's, yeah, but price gouging, it's everything's going up. Okay. And it's just the way it is. And there are people who are actively against anybody involved in any type of shooting sports or, gun collecting. I know a lot of us here on this channel, we collect older firearms. There are some people that do go hunt and shoot more of the civilian type of guns or sporting guns as compared to the old military weapons for the past 200 years. But yeah, when it becomes a political thing, it ain't good. And guns, gun control, and anyone who likes guns, when there's a negative approach, and then like now all this stuff, pistol braces, I guess finally it has been decided that this whole pistol brace thing is out the window. I guess they announced it somewhere. That's another thing. If you watch any of those legal channel, the gun law legal channels, and there's several of them out there, and they do put out information and they do cover this stuff in detail, but it'll drive you insane. Okay, after listening to months and months of this and all these other things, and then finally, they're saying, oh, it's dead, it died in court, this and that, but that was months ago, and now finally it's on the books 100%. I guess it's gone, because even one of the companies started advertising and getting pistol braces back in stock without it being called a short barrel rifle. So, but that stuff will drive me nuts. See what the new rules from VT about gun video. VT. Or is that YouTube? You got to sign in. You are 18, etc. I know that all the websites, if you go, okay, YouTube, if you go to any gun website, because that's basically all the emails I get are all advertisements from Bud's Gun Shop, or there's Battlehawk Armory. I got some deals from them, but all of these different online retailers send me a ton of emails, and if you want to go look at something on their website, then you click on the link to go there. It asks you, are you 18 or not? Which, that's ridiculous in a way, because all you do is check yes or no, or they ask you your birthday, and you just type in the day, the month you were born, add 5 years or something, and really you can't actually, it's stupid because you can't actually order anything Okay, unless firearms has to go to a dealer, so there's no way for you to order firearms if you're underage. Okay, it's just not going to happen. Okay, ammunition's another thing. Uh, generally the ammo they just send it to you, but videos about mod safety and stuff got to be 18. Well, yeah, they asked me that, and what I did when I set up my channels is they go, is any of this stuff made for kids or minors? And I just check in general, no. None of my videos are made, there's no Teletubbies or whatever the hell going on. They're not made for children. They're not made for anybody under the age of 18. It's all about firearms, reloading, politics, whatever. So, yeah, I just check that in the box and that's it. Okay. Um, my channels are set up to where I just tell them nothing for minors. So they can be, if they're minors, this channel can be blocked out from them and just make it as simple as that. But encroaching, yeah, all right, maybe that's something new. I don't know. I'm going to check and see this upload if I'm getting, it's uploading again. Got to 9%. But I have no idea what's going on. It must be some sort of, if they did this a couple days ago, then they're doing some kind of new security thing. And probably that's what's screwing me up with uploading my stuff. Okay, I didn't know this. I see now I got to go and ask questions with these jackasses and talk to an AI, and they really don't answer too quick. I've run into this before. They would change something, and it was like 2-3 weeks. I could not upload a video with the with the software I was using until that company did something or changed something that they fit into their security policy, and then everything was hunky dory and we uploaded again. All right, so I'm going to look into that when I get time. I'll look in and see. That could be what's screwing me up here. If they change something, then there's something, because like I said, all of my stuff is, I tell them, just it's not made for kids, and it must be they're implementing something, and because that's in there, okay, that's why I might not be able to upload. Let's see again, because they changed, YouTube has changed, or Google has changed everything back and forth, to where, it's like 314 said, they're real good at breaking their own stuff to where it don't work. All right, Brandon, thank you. Happy Father's Day to all. Father's Day wishes again. But yeah, once, so I don't know. I ain't gonna get my blood pressure worked up over it. I'll just figure out something. Like I said, eventually I'll get back to get my videos back up again. I did put something, let me check on Rumble. And let me see. Yeah, I can upload the stuff on Rumble fairly easily. And one thumbs up. And let me see my content. I have 26 views on Rumble on my. All right, so I like that. Of course, that was something didn't have to do with firearms. It had to do with gold bullion and testing. I may, go with the Rumble. I mean, if I got that much uploaded just in a few hours, that means that there's more people. See, there's more people on Rumble maybe interested in a certain topic. The problem I have is everyone is so set up to YouTube. I've been on YouTube so long, and it's so easy to get my videos to you most of the time that a lot of people, like, I sit in the living room and I watch YouTube videos on the TV. Okay, mostly the only thing I watch on the tube is the space flights with SpaceX. I like watching the space flights, and if I'm bored. But any information and doing research, I like doing right here at the desktop. I watch a lot of videos from here at the desktop too. A lot of people don't like to do that. Okay, and I understand that. And a lot of people have complained to me that if they just can't get the alert or just find it on their phone, breezing through YouTube, they're not going to take the time to go find my video on Rumble. Okay, I'd say whenever I post something on YouTube and say, okay, here's a link to the Rumble video, because I can't say certain things because of censorship on YouTube, I might get 500-600 hits on that intro, but I only get half of that, 300 views on the Rumble video. I think maybe it depends what it is, but if it's a topic or something that people are upset about or want to vent about or listen to, I'll get more. But yes, Rumble's a great platform, and it's gotten better. It's gotten better when I started using it. And little by little, it's starting to gain some momentum, but it just doesn't get the views that YouTube does. Everyone's tried it. All the major creators of gun channels have all run into the same problem, and they've all tried to go and find another platform to just walk away from this. This platform run by Google is a conglomerate that controls just about your internet search engines and everything. And what you kind of don't realize, it's just like when I made that video on eBay. eBay's fees are insane. I've sold a lot of things. Like I said, 26 years I've been a member of eBay, and I sold a lot of things in the early days on eBay and did well. Okay, it was an excellent platform for selling odds and ends. Okay, I sold coins, stamps, clothes, books, records. I sold all kinds of things. Okay, and always made out pretty good. It was a good deal, but now it's, again, convenience. All you got to do is take a few pictures. They'll even write a title, find a category. All that stuff is done by AI. It's automatic. And if it's something that's popular and they sell a lot of, they'll even tell you what price you should sell it at or list it at. I actually had an item, I really didn't know what it was worth. They told me to price this at, this is the average price for this, which was a lot more than what I thought it was worth. But then again, it's been hanging around a couple months, and ain't nobody, it's just, nobody's beating the door down to buy it at that price. So, whatever. Yep, Chandler and Russell. Yeah, I just don't know. I think everybody's so used to YouTube, and see how the video, me and somebody else, I was talking to the battlefield curator, and he told me the same thing. He goes, I'll make a video, and he goes, you can never tell. He goes, some of them, or even a short, he goes, some of them will get 4,000 or 5,000 views immediately and take off. And the more views you get, the more Google will place that video in the search engine. Okay. So what happens is, because like I made a video a very, very long time ago, 8 years ago, about reloading for the 8x50 Austrian. And I kind of started experimenting with it and doing it was one of my first videos. Well, if you put reloading by the 8x50 Austrian on the internet, that video, a link to that video would pop up. And the reason is, I was one of the few people that made any kind of video. So every time somebody searched for that video would come up and they would click on the link. And that's why for years that was up there. Now that's changed. There's several other people that have been out there, made better videos with more concise information, and that where I did it, gave up, didn't do anything on it for years. And so now, but see, that kind of surprised me, because I was researching more information and I put a general search on Google, and there's my video I made all them years ago. It was the first thing that was listed. Okay. So that's kind of how it works. All right. And that's why a lot of people, I've seen people put in a title, something in a title. I guess clickbait is the term. You think they're going to say something, and when you click on the video, they start doing an explanation. It's more in silver stacking. They'll put some sort of title on there. You know, disaster, or this is bad for this, and are your investments going to go down? And you click on that, and then it just turns into them saying that, and what the title is not what they're talking about in this long drawn out thing. So that's what people do to survive on YouTube, and that's where you get this weird backlash of, you know, people just putting something catchy out there. It's kind of like if I put Mill Serp in any title, okay, you know, like it rained today, Mill Serp, you know, and then the sun came out. People just hit it on a search engine and then bang on it, and that's about it. So anyway, guys, it is a holiday. It is Father's Day. Really didn't get prepared for much. Like I said, I had technical problems, wasn't thinking about what we're going to do here today or nothing. Going to try to keep up with the Sundays. Probably do it again next week. We'll get together. I know a lot of fellows like to just come and say hello to everybody and that's cool. That's the whole point of it, I guess, of doing this. Stay in touch with these subscribers and the people in our community here on YouTube. So I'm going to get going, and hopefully I'm going to figure out what it is. And, you know, English Group, thank you for giving me a heads up on that. Probably if they initiated some sort of security or have to be 18 protocol, this could be what is wreaking havoc with my uploads, to where I can't upload anything because there's probably a key or something I have to click on to get released from this if it's only been a few days. And thank you very much for that. I'm going to look into it. So if you guys don't see anything popping up anywhere for a week or so, I'm working on it and trying to get to the bottom of it. But I'd like to thank you fellas for showing up. Everyone have a great Father's Day, and I will see you guys next week.